Let's guzzle down some bliss today. I love you. Be blessed. Welcome to the Blissful Breakfast with Breegs. Jeez, it's wonderful to have you. Today we're gonna talk about extreme stress. how to take like crazy life circumstances when your world gets flipped over, when there's so much uncertainty and you're freaking out and you just don't know what to do, how to translate that into bliss, how to transmute those crazy situations that life throws you just into absolute joy and trust and relaxation. All right, I'm Breegs. Thank you for joining us, for joining me. Thank you for us being together. You know, that's what I was going for. So, good morning. Let's have a little blissful breakfast. So I'm drinking some Ultima electrolytes. They're very clean electrolytes, trace minerals and some good stuff like that with some water. Beautiful. Hope you're having a wonderful breakfast. What do? Do you fast? Do you intermittent fast? Do you just drink coffee? Do you slam donuts? What do you do? Bacon and eggs? Let me know. I want to hear it. Come on. All right, let's get into it. So diving into the unknown, the unknown is like one of the scariest things, right? It's right there. It's combined and integrated with public speaking, right? I have been terrified of the unknown forever, going to a new place, a new restaurant I've never been. Like, I don't know where to park. Oh my God, what do I do? Do I seat myself? Does someone else? Do I wait to be seated? What should I order? Oh my God, it's so awkward. These people, blah, blah, blah. Adventuring into the unknown, man, I used to be so terrified of every new experience, going somewhere I didn't know. Back in the days when you had to map quest or look at a physical map and to find a place, that was crazy. And even still, meeting new people, losing your job or getting a new job or trying to move or doing this, doing that. Obviously, like deaths in the family, all sorts of stuff like this, like terrifying stuff. And a lot of people have been going through shifts and transitions in the last year. Huge ones, right? With relationships splitting, relationships forming, with jobs and all the changes in the world. And, that's finally caught up with me and our family. And like things are so out of control as far as like what school do we, send our daughter, or do we homeschool, or, my jobs, both me and Mary, my partner, our jobs and our careers and just like our desires and where we live and everything seems like it's up in the air. Who knows what's going on? What are the shifts? And it's terrifying and it's unknown, and it's wild. Yeah. So like I'm making a career transition here pretty soon, shifting from like a full-time salary to freelance. And it's kind of the direction that I wanted to go, but it's like a little sooner than I expected to happen, and it's terrifying. I've had a fairly safe, cushiony work experience where there's plenty of work, and I'm always getting paid whether I show up or not. And making a shift like that is kind of terrifying, and it's in the right direction, but it's like, oh my gosh. And with Mary and with our kids and with everything, it's even our living situation, it's like, what is everything? Oh, what if we could sell our house? And what would we do if we did that? And there's all sorts of desires. We want to get out of this town. We want to like move to a different place. And how do we make that happen? And there's just so much like craziness. There's so much shift. And I recently was in a situation that I was just like, oh my God, it's my worst nightmare. It's my worst fear. And getting into this conflict, I'm okay with handling conflict. I grew up with a lot of, you just say it, you just do it, you yell, you whatever. You don't hold stuff back or hold stuff in. And there was just lots of drama. It was just grew up with a single mom and, witnessed my parents getting divorced and witnessed a lot of instability and drama with my family, disagreements with my sisters and my sister and my mom and my dad and my mom. They'd have very different perspectives and did not get along. So that's not too unknown to me. But still, at this point in time, I feel like, I get along with a lot of people. And when, there's a mass disagreement which I had recently, it's just like very uncomfortable, and I normally don't attract that stuff into my life. I think we talked about, if you listen to the episode about changing your bad luck, I believe we create our reality, and our thoughts are kind of the basis of that. And so I create a reality, I live in a reality where I don't have that many uncomfortable situations. And I'll say that with an asterisk, because you have to have uncomfortable situations to grow. But I generally, attract like people I love into my life, awesome people, and situations that that can just roll off my back, no problem. And so when jarring situations come up that are like, oh my gosh, I got to really figure out what do I believe, how I can deal with this situation with love and light, but also speak my truth. It's it's jarring, it's alarming and challenging. And when it kind of shifts or threatens the current status quo of like my life and finances, that's messed up, dude. But I'm proud of myself. I've handled this last situation. I goofed it up, first of all, but I did the whole time. I was in a state of mind and consciousness that was peaceful. I had pretty low anxiety, even though it was a high, life-changing, unknown, questionable thing that's happening. So I gotta like break down why. Why is this the case? I've definitely been in a place of heart racing, absolutely stressed and terrified, and I have been kind of stressed, have been kind of anxious, but very low and very peaceful despite the situation. So let me break down a couple things that maybe I think attribute to that, to help you hopefully to be able to bliss out in these wacky life external circumcision. Circumcision. I'm sure that one was, apparently I didn't handle that well when I was young. TMI. One more thing I'll say before I kind of get into some of my tricks is I was, listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza talking about dealing with uncertainty, because he talks a lot about moving into, the present moment and having a vision of the future versus, aligning yourself with the predictable past or the predictable future and, replaying the past. And so like we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned to just, stay away from the unfamiliar. That's stressful, and like old brain, that might get us killed. So we have to stay safe, and uncertainty is bad. We have to be certain, and our mind, it wants to be in that place. And he said, he talks about moving into uncertainty, and the way to do that is to basically create new thoughts. He talks about how old thoughts lead to the same behavior, like the same thoughts we have, the kind of the chatter in our brain that tells us to be afraid, that, don't move towards that uncertainty, stay safe. Those thoughts like shape our habits and our behaviors, and those behaviors lead to experiences, and those experiences like create the same emotions. And so there's a cycle. And so if you're able to, it's a pattern of stress that keeps us in the status quo and keeps us sort of allergic to uncertainty, not accepting of it, afraid of it, and which will increase our stress if we are, confronted with that. So he talks about creating new thoughts that are going to lead to new choices, new habits, new behaviors, new experiences that will bring us new emotions that will actually, Dr. Joe talks about it, it's proven to change your gene expression. Like it'll change your whole body chemistry down to your genetics. And if that sounds weird to you, look up epigenetics. Genetics are, they're not set in stone. It's a blueprint, and you can switch them on and off. But anyway, so it's about you overcoming you. So I loved listening to this. I love hearing that perspective, and I believe it's so true. And so for me, how I feel like I was able to handle these extreme situations with love and grace. And again, I'll have an asterisk. I kind of responded. I didn't do it perfect. I think my ego came out a little bit in this circumstance, and I in a stupid way. Like it was a little, tacky, a little I'll just say an email. I shot out an email, but too soon. There's the 24 to 48 hour rule for emails, right? But anyway, overall, my state was generally pretty calm, and so I'm like, okay, what was that? And so I think a lot of it is the mindset, but a lot of, like chiropractic care. We have glorious chiropractors who do like this Tulski's tonal technique, which helps balance your mind and your body. So there's that. Lately, I've been going to the gym early every morning, and I'm doing sauna for the past month or two, like a lot, quite a few times each week in the sauna. Like being able to de-stress and detoxify your body definitely helps with my state and moving my body, and generally eating well. Though I've been in the summer, been eating a balanced diet. I just whatever happens, like no judgment on whatever I eat, but I've been practicing a lot of what I talked about in the last episode, focusing on the body, on the meditation, but also in a daily meditation of just focusing on the present moment, which, if you don't know what that means or how to do that, just focusing on your body. Focus on like your eyeballs or your hands or your fingers, like I talked about in the last episode. Focusing on, part of your body, your physiology, getting out of your mind and into the space out of your mind. Because when we have these circumstances, when someone says something or we say something and we made a mistake, or there's a confrontation, we tend to replay it in our mind a lot, right? And if we can get out of there, we're going to be less stressed. You're going to calm your nervous system. So if you can focus on a part of your body or be in the present moment, that helped me so much. Whenever I caught myself thinking about, any stressful moment or circumstance, or even about worrying about the future, I just focus on my hand, focus on my tongue, focus on something. I'm going to be talking about this tip a lot because it honestly helps me so much to bliss out, to not stress out, So yes. So, a combination of all the regular habits, all the things I've been talking about on Blissful, all the things, whether it's your health, your wellness, your meditation, the things you eat, the exercising, all the basics, and shifting your mindset and consciousness and where you focus is going to help with those situations. I hope that talking through this has been helpful. If you want more actual tips, I understand I'm not really going into too many specifics as far as the tips or whatnot. I think it's a general thing. There wasn't a one-stop shop. Besides, I think, focusing on a part of your body, getting out of your head, spending the time in meditation. I've been up and down with my meditation, but in the past few months, I have had extended meditations that have been beautiful. And I've given myself a certain amount of time every day, generally in the sauna where I meditate. And any little bit of time helps calm your mind and prepare you for those situations. So it's all the things that drink water, do all the things, and breathing too. Breathing is humongous. I'm going to do a few episodes just on breathing because it's clutch. It's absolutely clutch. I think the 4-7-8 meditation, breathing cycle by Dr. Andrew Weil. I think that's where I heard it. I don't know where it really comes from. It's probably ancient wisdom. But if you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and breathe out of your mouth for 8. Again, that's in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. And then push out for 8 seconds. It's actually longer than that, but just for the sake of the episode, if you do that 6 or 7 times, you're going to calm down your heart rate. You are going to be less stressed. So I do that one multiple times a day. So that guy will help you for sure to get into a blissful state and to handle these extreme situations. So let me know if you've had anything crazy in your life, if you have any tips, if you have any tricks, or if you got value from this. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for hanging out on this Blissful Breakfast. I think we're going to bring it to a close. Before you go, I've been loving testing out and testing out doing one-on-one calls with people, one-on-one chat sessions. I love talking about this stuff. I love hearing people out. I love helping people. And anytime I get a chance to talk to someone or chat with someone or help someone or be a sounding board to hear them out or be able to do some wizardry or magic or throw something out that's helpful for someone, I love it. It lights me up. So I'd love to chat with you if you want to, if you need help with these habits, if you need help applying some of these things, if you just need to get whacked in the bliss and you need some energy, you need someone to tell you that they love you or they hear you, I would love to do that with you and hang for a little bit. So shoot me a message on Instagram. There's a link in the description, or text me. My number is there too. So, and we can maybe set up a call or something. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have an absolutely whacked and blissful day. Stay bliss.